Si tú eres un
Sí,
pendejo nomás con la imagen, idiota.
Sí, sí, sí.
Cabrón.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez have once again shown boxing fans that their September showdown is undeniably the fight of the year, even though Canelo Alvarez has a bout scheduled for May.
Imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi...
Headlines reveal that, along with the former undisputed champion from Omaha, Nebraska, Crawford has had several meetings with Saudi boxing mogul Turki Alik. But beyond these discussions, things have heated up with some intense exchanges between them, setting the stage for a fight that promises to be the match of the year. Fans are craving drama and intensity, and both Crawford and Canelo Alvarez know exactly how to deliver, giving the audience everything they want.
I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody else.
It was reported this week that the long-anticipated fight between the pound-for-pound stars has been confirmed and is set for September. However, there's still speculation that it could potentially take place in May instead. Saudi boxing mogul Turki Alik has been at the forefront of negotiations between the two fighters' teams, working to finalize what could be one of the biggest bouts in boxing history. Initially, Canelo was reportedly hesitant to face the 37-year-old from Omaha, but it seems the Mexican icon has now had a change of heart and is preparing.
A small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
In a recent interview with a respected boxing website, the 34-year-old stated that he's ready for the fight but doesn't expect to get credit for it. I admire Crawford, he's a great fighter, and I always say that, no disrespect to him. But sometimes it's a bit crazy that people talk about a big fighter like Charlo, and then everyone's asking if I'm going to face a smaller guy like Crawford, who fights at 147. It doesn't make sense. But you know, in boxing, you never really know. I'll step up and fight anyone, whether I move up or down in weight.
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys...
This echoes an earlier interview, where he said, "I'm in, why not?" Crawford is a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. You know, I don't really like fighting guys like Crawford because he moves a lot, and those fights aren't always that exciting.
First, what did you think of his performance versus Berlanga?
I think he put on a great performance, like he always do. You know, Canelo is Canelo.
I've been wanting this fight for a long time. It's a landmark fight, the biggest one in boxing today. I feel like this fight is the last of the Mohicans. It would be huge. You've got two guys who are in the top 3 pound-for-pound going head-to-head. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the challenge. It's all respect, and if he decides to come my way and we get in the ring, it's going to be an exciting fight.
Berlanga, on a tremendous show as well. You know, he showed a lot of heart and grit and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
If the fight does happen, Crawford acknowledges there will be challenges. He admitted that he'll need to be mindful of Canelo's size and power, but added, "I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life." He's confident about the outcome, saying, "Of course, I'll beat him." The 40-year-old star continued, "There's no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't beat anyone I step into the ring with."
Come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
What makes a potential Canelo-Crawford fight particularly poignant is that both men's Hall of Fame-worthy careers are likely nearing their end. The 34-year-old Canelo has been fighting professionally for nearly 20 years, amassing an impressive record of 60 wins by February 2024. Some of those battles, especially his two controversial fights with Gennady Golovkin, have undeniably defined his legacy. Meanwhile, at 37, Crawford is aware that time is not on his side. With 41 fights under his belt and an undefeated record, he has proven himself as one of the...
Won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well-fought fight for both of us.
Both fighters know what it's like to be an undisputed champion in an era where true undisputed titles are a rare achievement. Each has also experienced the pressure of fighting under the brightest lights. Canelo has been part of multiple high-profile super fights, facing the likes of Gennady Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather. Meanwhile, Crawford stepped into his first major super fight in 2023, dominating fellow welterweight Errol Spence Jr. in a one-sided, 9-round destruction. Now, Crawford, who last fought at super welterweight, would need to jump 2 full weight classes to face Canelo, the super middleweight king, in what would be one of the biggest matchups in recent memory. It seems Crawford may have the chance to become undisputed in a third weight class if he takes on this daunting challenge. According to Canelo's trainer and manager, Eddie Reynoso, Alvarez lost his standing at 168 pounds after being stripped by the IBF, with the unheralded Cuban fighter, William Skull, later capturing the title. Reynoso revealed in an interview with Tasca.com that Skull, along with French pressure fighter Christian Billy, is both in the running for a Cinco de Mayo showdown with Canelo.
Pelea por cualquiera de las dos vías y después de eso pues ver qué es lo que viene, pero Saúl está para pelear con el que sea.
Canelo's ready to fight whoever it might be, but right now we are squarely focused.
Both fighters know what it's like to be an undisputed champion in an era where true undisputed titles are a rare achievement. Each has also experienced the pressure of fighting under the brightest lights. Canelo has been part of multiple high-profile super fights, facing the likes of Gennady Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather. Meanwhile, Crawford stepped into his first major super fight in 2023, dominating fellow welterweight Errol Spence Jr. in a one-sided, 9-round destruction. Now, Crawford, who last fought at super welterweight, would need to jump 2 full weight classes to face Canelo, the super middleweight king, in what would be one of the biggest matchups in recent memory.
Güey, eres más joven que él, Saúl, Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo,
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the left.
Connection between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is one of the most successful and enduring partnerships in boxing. It all began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo walked into Don Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the time, Eddie was just 27, but his father, Doncho, quickly recognized Canelo's potential, spotting his power and skill even at such a young age. Over the years, Canelo's bond with the Reynoso family, especially Eddie, evolved from a traditional trainer-fighter relationship into something closer to a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso played a pivotal role in developing Canelo's boxing skills and shaping his career. Under Eddie's guidance, Canelo rose to become one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, capturing multiple world titles across different weight divisions and solidifying his place as one of the sport's greatest icons.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Chile huevos, cabrón. Siéntese, mijo. Ya te acabó.
Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a crucial role in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have expressed skepticism about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight, partly due to his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Mardiev at super welterweight, that lacked the dominant performance many expected.
Ya está, ya. Mijo, siguen 3 rounds, hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó?
Hard for a boxing fan. They know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was gonna be Vince. It's real tough. Real tough. You just gotta know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
Despite the concerns, the potential fight between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The blend of power, speed, skill, and determination from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo Alvarez has established a tradition of having 2 fights a year, one in May and the other in September, typically coinciding with the weekend that celebrates Mexico's independence. Since 2020, he has consistently scheduled his bouts for these months, and it's expected he'll do the same this year. What makes this year particularly intriguing is the uncertainty around his next opponent, especially due to the lack of interest in facing David Benavidez, the mandatory WBC 168-pound challenger. Terence Crawford now seems like a strong option for Canelo's first fight of the year, though it appears the bout is more of a media spectacle than a competitive matchup. Given Crawford fights at 147 pounds, 2 weight classes below Canelo's super middleweight division. Nevertheless, both Canelo and Saudi boxing mogul Turki Alik are reportedly trying to convince Alvarez to accept the fight, despite Crawford's smaller size. There have even been discussions about a $150 million payday for Canelo, although it remains unclear how convincing this fight would be in purely sporting terms. Aside from Crawford, Canelo could have other intriguing options to kick off 2025, including the undefeated Frenchman Christian Billy, a 29-year-old with a perfect 28-0 record. In his most recent fight, Billy defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko and has emerged as a potential contender for the WBC title. Another possibility that...
Are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to go, got to work things out and see where they go from there. Yeah, what's happening? Zoom don't think that they can get a shot at Bud after, with the belt not even being on the line. Is that a fight that...
Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is one of the biggest boxing matches that could be made right now, and with Saudi Arabia's growing involvement in the sport, it seems more possible than ever. Robert Garcia recently spoke about Canelo having an edge over Crawford and also addressed Crawford's situation, noting that if he doesn't secure a fight against Canelo soon, the Omaha boxer may choose to retire. Crawford is a smart man. He's already accomplished everything he wanted, Garcia said in an interview with Fight Hype. He's done a lot and he doesn't need to challenge himself further. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. I've talked to him directly, and my feeling is that he wants that big fight against Canelo. If he doesn't get it, he might never fight again. Garcia went on to say that there are several options for Crawford in the junior middleweight division should he decide to challenge the current champions. The most attractive option would be WBC and WBO champion Sebastian Fundora. Crawford could also look to face IBF champion Jermell Charlo or other potential opponents like Virgil Ortiz Jr., Jermell Charlo, and Xander Zayas. However, Garcia believes that Crawford doesn't need to look for another fight because of his stellar career and undefeated record. He has nothing left to prove, Garcia explained. I don't see him fighting just to please the fans who tell him he needs to fight this or that guy. He's already achieved it. Garcia added that if it were about money, Crawford would have no need to fight again, as he has made smart investments and taken care of his fortune. The only reason he'd come back to the ring is to face Canelo and finish his career on a high note. He's going to go out there.
Of course, why would he call up Benavidez when he's calling out Canelo knowing that he's going to make double the money?
Because he wants to fight at 68, that's why.
So that's why. You don't know why. You know why. He wants to make the biggest fucking payday.
Does he have a chance in the fight?
Everybody has a chance, but I think he'll put up some good rounds. I think he loses.
If the fight takes place against the Guadalajara boxer, Garcia believes Crawford can compete with Canelo for several rounds. While he may not have enough to beat him, he could earn Canelo's respect and the respect of the public. I think Crawford could give him some very competitive rounds, Garcia said. The first 6 or 8 rounds would be tough. Crawford has the skills, he's strong, he has great speed, and he has enough power to earn Canelo's respect and show him that respect. But in the end, I think Canelo is just too big and too strong. Still, for those 6 rounds, it would be a very entertaining fight. Garcia also spoke about how he received racist abuse and hateful messages for picking Crawford to beat Canelo, should the much-anticipated fight take place in 2025. Despite the backlash, Garcia stood by his prediction and got more racist and hateful messages than you could imagine, Edwards, another boxing coach, revealed. Just because I picked Crawford to beat Canelo. It's ridiculous. Canelo Alvarez, the 34-year-old unified super middleweight champion, is widely regarded as the biggest name in boxing. Known for his pressure fighting, intelligent counterpunching, and iron chin, Canelo has a 2nd of February 62 record and has captured titles in 4 divisions while challenging in 5. On the other hand, Terence "Bud" Crawford, the 37-year-old 4-weight champion and current unified light middleweight title holder, is known for his switch-hitting ability and tactical intelligence, making him a highly versatile fighter. With a 41-0 record and 31 knockouts, Crawford is widely regarded as one of the best in the sport. The clash between the two is an enticing prospect for boxing experts and casual fans alike, which is part of the reason Saudi Arabia is so keen to make the fight happen. However, it appears some fans are taking things too far, as Edwards shared how he faced a
Canelo is a great fighter, but my eyes tell me he's slowing down a bit. The Canelo that fought Berlanga, that's a public execution. The fact that he let Berlanga go the distance, he let Munguia go the distance, he let Charlo go the distance.
Both fighters are great, Tyson Fury commented on the upcoming undisputed light heavyweight title fight. I think both have a chance to win. However, Fury admitted he might not be the best person to offer advice to Crawford right now, especially after his recent loss to a man who weighed about 50 pounds less than him. Speaking to TNT Sports, the former two-time world heavyweight champion shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Crawford and Canelo. Fury acknowledged that weight would be a crucial factor, suggesting that Crawford could have had a better chance of beating Canelo had they fought years ago in a lower division. Still, he backed the Mexican star at super middleweight, where the fight would almost certainly take place if it happens. We're talking Crawford versus Alvarez, a very tough fight across different weight classes. Would this fight happen? I'm not sure. At 168 pounds, I'm going with Canelo. At 140 pounds, I'd say Crawford. So, I'm going with Canelo. Fury explained Canelo has firmly ruled out dropping any weight, and this aligns with Crawford's desire to challenge himself by moving up to 168 pounds, for more than his last outing.
Once he put him in their place and he knew he could beat him, he just didn't turn the after gear on. And but a lot stronger than people realize. I'm not saying he's stronger than Canelo, but he's strong enough. It's not a weightlifting contest.
It looks like you're sharing a detailed account of a potential mega fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, with a lot of insights into both fighters' careers, their strengths, and the challenges they might face in such a showdown. The narrative covers their current positions in boxing, their physical attributes, and the possible paths leading up to the fight, including discussions on weight classes, the timeline, and the strategic considerations. This potential bout has definitely sparked excitement among boxing fans, given that both Canelo and Crawford are at the top of their game. With Canelo a dominant force in the super middleweight division and Crawford as an undisputed welterweight champion, looking to make history. By challenging himself in a higher weight class, the size disparity, Crawford, while a fantastic technician and athlete, would be facing a significant size disadvantage against Canelo, who is naturally much bigger and stronger. However, Crawford's skill set, speed, and versatility could make the fight closer than many would anticipate. Some analysts believe that Crawford could give Canelo trouble in the early rounds, but ultimately, Canelo's power and durability might wear Crawford down. Canelo's age and career stage. While Canelo is still at the top of his game, there's acknowledgement that he's in the latter stages of his career. His years of experience, including multiple wars in the ring, could make him more vulnerable in a fight like this, especially against a fighter as skilled as Crawford, who's known for his high boxing IQ and adaptability. Crawford's motivation,